Hey guys, I am here, coming at you with yet another episode of Pokemon Yellow. In the last one, we took on Route 3 and got all the way to here, Mount Moon. So without further ado, we may as well start spelunking. Now this is our first instance of a cave, and as you can see, in caves, you can just run into wild Pokemon at random. Basically the whole floor acts like grass, and the encounter rates are somewhat painful, but with a new area comes brand new Pokemon, like this Geodude, and we are going to take off right here. Along with being able to find Geodude, you will also be able to find Zubats and CLEFAIRYs, which is a new Pokemon I hope we get to see here real soon. 1% encounter rate across the board, and also if you're playing Red or Blue, you will encounter Parises some of the time, and if you're playing Yellow only, you may run into a SANDSHREW if you're lucky. And here it is, one of the most notoriously pest of a Pokemon, Zubat. Zubat is a poison flying type, and honestly, for as frequent as it shows up, it's really not too bad of a Pokemon. Once it evolves into Golbat, it becomes pretty defensive and has decent attack. Honestly though, I mean, until like 2nd gen, it's not really worth your time, because it can't evolve into Crobat at this point. But, I mean, for as much as a pest as it is, I really think, people kind of underrate it a lot. But as you saw right there, we found a TM12, I don't remember what that is off the top of my head, and we get a potion, and yes, there are trainers, and wild Pokemon next to those trainers. So we'll take out this Zubat real fast, no big deal. I mean, we'll leave this one, we'll leave this battle in just because you can just take a nice good look at the Zubat without eyes. It is absolutely terrifying in this generation. Anywho, and Quarantine grew to level 12. Excellent start to the cave. So let's check real fast what TM12 is. It contains Water Gun. Oh boy. Yeah, you guys remember when Water Gun was a TM? Those were the days, huh? So anywho, let's get on with it, shall we? Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? So I guess Mount Moon isn't just going to be a labyrinth, it's also going to be a labyrinth filled with suspicious men. Seems to be a recurring theme so far. And this Bugcatcher's just chilling in here, and he's going to send out a Weedle. Alright, just a Weedle and a Kakuna, no big deal, NBD, and Warbeak grows to level 13. And we defeated the Bugcatcher. You got me! Now what if I was a suspicious man? Anywho, let's continue on. If you go to the left, that's the only things that are over there, and then if you come over here, let's read the sign. Beware, Zubat is a bloodsucker! That is the only thing that sign said. That is absolutely terrifying. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. I mean, I guess she's at the entrance, so it's a pretty good place to actually be found. But this Lasse wants to fight, and she is going to have none other than Clefairy. Now, Clefairy was that Pokemon I was talking about that has a 1% encounter rate in this cave, and I think it's a really interesting Pokemon. Very cute, pink Pikachu looking thing, and very defensive, so especially defensive in this case, so we are going to switch out and we're going to bust out Pork Chop. That's right, Pork Chop did not lose all use just from defeating Brock, and oh no. So if you remember in the last episode talking about Jigglypuff, one of the things that these normal types like to do is put you to sleep. Clefairy's pretty bulky, again, as most normal type are. This one in particular gets a good kind of variety of attacks, and honestly, if you really want to use a Clefairy, it's a pretty unique, rare Pokemon, and I say go for it if you really want. I've used it before, and it's been pretty good. Anywho, let's see if we can't wake up here real fast. This thing's pretty beefy, too, at level 14. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. In Gen 1, waking up actually takes your entire turn. You don't get to attack the moment after the turn that you wake up. You have to wait a whole nother turn. But low kick and hit it, crit it, let the train deal with it. That makes quick work of the Clefairy. And we get some good experience for it. I lost? Yeah, you did. Haven't you heard of me? I am All Might, and I am here. So we're going to continue on up this way, and this is going to be a recurring theme. You're going to see these ladders that lead down to the depths of Mount Moon. But before we do that, we're going to snake our way over here. And, oh, we were doing so good, too. Alright, just another Zubat. Coming over here, we can pick up this item. Or run into another Pokemon! Alrighty. and we get ourselves a rare candy. A rare candy is a fantastic item. Rare candy will elevate your Pokemon, raise your Pokemon by 1 level, which is super broken back here in this game. In later games, it doesn't give you any EVs, effort values, but you don't have to worry about that in first gen, so we're probably not going to get too deep into EVs or IVs or anything like that in this playthrough, at least. But anywho, we're just cleaning up with Zubats, let me tell you. And over here we find an escape rope, which is actually pretty handy in this instance, just because we're in a cave. Now, let's battle these trainers, shall we? Go through this cave to get to Cerulean City! Yeah, I'm on the road to Cerulean City! And then, that song works a little too well for a lot of things. Boom! Quarantine up to level 13. And we defeated this bug catcher. I lost. Yeah, a lot of people say that, and they act surprised too. It's not like I'm new at this, guys, okay? I'm called All Might. What do you expect? Yeah, let's talk to this guy. What? Don't sneak up on me. Okay, this one I can kind of see just because we're in a cave and I talked to him from behind. But we're going to fight this super nerd, actually. And he's going to send out Magnemite, which is a Pokemon we haven't seen thus far. Magnemite is a pure electric type, at least here in first gen. Fun fact, in first gen, Steel type did not exist yet. And so it's weak to ground, and that's it. There's no Steel typing, and it's pretty defensive overall. It's got good special attack. You can't get one this early, but overall it's not the worst Pokemon you can get. I've used Magnemites and, you know, other games, honestly, and they've served me just well. Yeah, we're gonna use one of our many potions to heal up quick and get tackled, because this seems to be the only thing this Magnemite is doing. Very non-threatening. We can hit it with a quick attack with no worries. Ooh, hit it, crit, let the trainer deal with it. And he's going to send out Voltorb. Voltorb is another Pokemon we haven't seen thus far. Voltorb is another electric-type Pokemon. As of right now in first gen, Voltorb, who later evolves into Electrode, is literally the fastest Pokemon in the game. You want a crit machine, this is the Pokemon you're going to want to get. It's got decent special attack. Overall, it's not too, you know, unique or anything. Honestly, I mean, I would probably take Magneton and, of course, you know, Pikachu over this thing almost any day. But it's an interesting Pokemon, and honestly, though, you gotta really just hand it to the, you know, developers, the character designers, because just whenever anyone says that they're running out of ideas for Pokemon, just, you know, show them this. But we stand victorious over all other electrical enemies and defeat the Super Nerd. Oh, my Pokemon won't do. Alright, so we're going to give him a Wedgie and then come over here and get ourselves another potion, which is actually really useful. I'm going to heal up right now. Get Quarantine back up to snuff. And we will continue ever onward. So a nice little variety of items you can get down there. But coming up here, we are going to go down into the depths of Mount Doom. Down here, you're going to have these little pathways. You can see other pathways that we're going to be coming across here soon. Again, it's an early dungeon, so this, you know, cave isn't really too extensive. But coming down here, you can get different encounters. If you thought you were out of luck for getting a Paris, you're not. In yellow, I should say. Because down here, you can actually find Paris with about a 10% chance. But also Zubat for, like, I don't know, probably 99.999999% of the time, of course. But moving right along, and Clefairies are down here too. They little more frequent down here in the basement levels. Ooh, who's this shady-looking fellow? Well, he wants to battle, or he wants to fight. We, Team Rocket, are Pokemon gangsters! Pokemon gangsters? Oh my gosh! And look at this! Dude straight up has a whip. I'm not kidding. They were not messing around back in Gen 1. And he's gonna send out a SANDSHREW, which is a great matchup against Quarantine. So we're gonna switch out. Let's go Warbeak, just because we can't be affected by ground type moves. And Warbeak is super strong. But yeah, so apparently these Pokemon gangsters, calling themselves Team Rocket, are invading Mount Moon for some reason. And they definitely look like shady characters. They're gaudy uniforms and they're holding whips. You do not see someone who is, like, normal brain chemistry wielding a whip. Especially against a child. Oh, and here we go. We are going to miss. Just because we used 2 sand attacks. Alright, and a Rattata is coming right up. So yeah, we'll throw Pork Chop out against him. Again, since this is our first instance of the Pokemon Gangsters Team Rocket, I figure we can just leave this little battle in. Pork Chop will make a quick work of this Rattata. Too easy. And then a Zubat, which Quarantine is more than equipped to handle. So, Team Rocket, being the Pokemon gangsters that they all kind of have themed Pokemon. They tend to like the, poison type, ground type, that kind of, the kind of stuff, the rough, coarse, easy to get everywhere type of Pokemon, and the poison, venomous Pokemon of the world. I cannot describe what means as an adjective. I'm just going to have to ask you to Google it. Oh, I blew it! Yeah, you did. You had a whip and everything. How'd you let it... You may have the whip, but this 10-year-old whipped you. And, I just ran into a Pokemon. Nothing like a random encounter to really, drive the point home, drive your insult home. Anywho, we got an HP up down here, which is a fantastic item. It is a part of the vitamin family. There are certain items in the game that will just straight up boost some of your Pokemon stats. And HP up, obviously, will up your HP. You have other vitamins in game, like PP ups, which will increase the PP of certain moves. Then you've got things like Carbos, which will increase your speed, and Protein, which will increase your attack. And there's a whole variety of them. However, HP ups and PP ups cannot be bought anywhere, so those things are pretty rare. So rejoice that you have them. Coming right back up, because there's nothing else for us down there. We will circle around. And again, as you can see, it's not like so much of like a big maze, but it's just big space that you have to traverse. Wow, it's bigger in here than I thought. That's what she said. Lasse wants to fight. And she's going to send out an Oddish. Oddish is a Pokemon we haven't seen thus far. Oddish is a grass poison type Pokemon. And it's a little good, it's a cute little thing. Oddish is actually a pretty decent Pokemon. Its dual typing, grass poison, is pretty okay. Gives it a few more weaknesses than you'd like, but overall it's a very good Pokemon, and when it evolves into a Gloom, and then again into a Vileplume with a Leaf Stone. And Vileplume, again, just because of how common like Oddishes are, I think they kind of fly under the radar. Vileplume's got some monstrous special attack for being just some random grass type. And then up next, we have a Bellsprout. Bellsprout's a goofy looking dude. Look at him. And he's also a grass poison type Pokemon. I kind of feel like Bellsprout's a bit inferior of the two. And it specializes more in attack than special attack. It evolves into Weeping Bell, and then with a Leaf Stone into Victory Bell. And it doesn't really get too many good moves for it, though, unfortunately. At least not until later gen. So, honestly, if you have to choose, I'd probably go with the Oddish. Oh, I lost it! Okay, so now there's quite a bit of a distinction between I lost and I lost it. And, she going crazy in here. I mean, the entrance is, like, right down there, and we've, only been walking around for, like, I don't know, like, 10-odd minutes. It's really not the most complex of caves, but, Again, making quick work of all these Zubats. Coming right down here to this other little leg of the cave, and we have another item and another rocket. And here we get TM01, which is, I know exactly what TM this is, Mega Punch. Mega Punch is actually a pretty powerful move. I do recommend it, like, if you have, like, a Nidoking, or a Nidorino at this point, and it's going to evolve into a Nidoking, I recommend teaching it that. I think Pikachu learns Mega Kick, not Mega Punch, but, oh my, I literally just hit over, and it just instant encounter. Anywho, let's take on this, let's heal up real fast, because we're probably going to have to throw Warbeak out. Again, these rockets like to use ground type for whatever reason. So let's see what he has to say. Hey, we're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid. You must be mistaken, sir. You know not who you speak to. And he's got a Zubat. Oh, easy pickings, boys. Easy pickings. We're just going to destroy this thing with Thunder Shock. Okay, we're going to destroy it with 2 Thunder Shocks, and it's going to try to confuse us. That is something Zubats do like to do. They're annoying, but I do recommend you watch out for them, because if they confuse you, you'll start hitting yourself in confusion some turns, and it's just really annoying. And you'll probably end up dying way quicker than you think. So here we're trying to learn Double Team, and yes, I'm going to make room for it. I'm probably not going to use it, honestly, unless it's like a really dire situation. We're going to get rid of Growl. We're never going to use that. Double Team is a banned move in competitive play for good reason, because it increases your evasiveness by 1 stage. And for all of you who know anything about competitive battling or just evasiveness in general, even in-game, you know how annoying that move is. But anyway, he's also got an EKANS. So we're going to make quick work of that. Because honestly, if you really think about it, what is a snake but a giant worm with, like, a spine? So I think Warbeak will be more than happy to pick apart this thing. And a boom roasted. And we get some good experience off of that. So, you are good. Yeah, and I am here. And come over here, we can find ourselves an Ether. And Ether is a pretty useful item. Again, it's one of those ones you can't like buy at any marts. Ethers will restore your PP, which is super handy. I would save those up because there's definitely better parts in the game to use them than when you're just kind of running through caves and stuff. Did you come here to explore too? No, I came here on a mission. No, I came here to kick ass and catch Pokemon. And I'm all out of Pokemon. Losing stinks. Yeah, you stink, kid. Oh no, I'm turning into Gary, aren't I? That is not good. Coming right along up here, you can see this burly man defending a ladder, but behind him you can find yourselves a Moonstone. This is an incredibly useful item, particularly this early in the game. Just this cave in general is just so good about this kind of thing. If you have a Clefairy, you can evolve it right now into Clefable, which again, super bulky, super good Pokemon. Kind of puts you at like an advantage, honestly, pretty early on. And also, if you have yourself a Nidorino right now, again, you can boom right into a Nidoking or a Nidorina, and boom right into a Nidoqueen, and you'll just be basically overpowered for the rest of the game. I'll just break it to you that way. So yeah, very useful item. Whoa! You shocked me! Oh, you're just a kid! You're gonna hear this a lot. Anywho, we're going to be fighting this hiker, and okay. Again, going back to sprite art, if you take a look at the hiker, you can see how he's got, you know, the axe in one hand, or the pick in one hand, and his arms on his hip. Up until, like, way more recent than I care to share, that I'm, you know, not embarrassed to share. I always thought you can see the hair on his arm. I used to think that those were his fingers, and he just had this really deformed arm for the longest time, and that image still makes me laugh to this day. Anywho, these hikers are going to tend to have the, you know, the rock and ground types that you find in caves. So, like, Geodudes and Onyxes and stuff. Basically, just little Brocks, like, you know, weaker versions of Brock. And you're going to run into them a lot. Which is another reason why we kept Porkchop with us up at this point. See, he's got another Geodude. Oh, too easy, mate. I'm telling you, Porkchop is the Onyx killer. Yeah, so we had 2 Geodudes and an Onyx. Nothing we haven't seen before. Wow, shocked again! Quite the opposite, sir. You can't be shocked. Not with those Pokemon. Now we're going to throw Quarantine back up front, and we're going to proceed down the ladder. And moving right along. This should take us to the next segment of the cave. We are almost through here. Walking on along. Stepping in the cave. Stepping in the cave. If you come up here... Oh, you can run into a Paris, which is a Pokemon. Now that we see it on screen, I can talk about it a little more. Paris is a bug grass type. Okay? Despite what anyone will tell you, this is not a very good Pokemon. Now, the only saving grace for Paris and Paris kind is that when it evolves into a Parasect, which is basically a zombie of its former self, the fungi on its back completely take over the body, it can learn Spore. I don't know if Spore is in this generation or not, but that's really its only saving grace. Aside from that, it gets horrible weakness to both fire and flying and ice and just a bunch of other stuff. There are just way better Pokemon out there. I just can't really recommend Paris. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But, if I'm not mistaken... just another Paris. Moving right along. Come down here, we're gonna run into more members of Team Rocket. Hey, little kids should leave us grown-ups alone. You know what I'm saying? We're Pokemon gangsters. Ugh, and that deformed hand? Man. Wickedly scary imagery. Don't let anyone tell you they couldn't do horror games back in the day. Alrighty, so we made quick work of this rocket. I'm steamed! I'm so mad! Alright, again, just moseying right along through the cave. Really not too much left of this cave. We're kind of at the last little, as I was saying, we're kind of at the last little leg of it. Just coming along here, not too much left to go. Just a lot of walking. Stellar stuff. Come up through here. And if we move down here, check over here because... okay, I have been made the fool. If you come up here, you can get yourself another Moonstone. So now you can have your Clefable and eat it too. You can get your Clefable and your Nidoking or Nidoqueen or your Wigglytuff, whatever you want. Get right out of that mess. And yeah, we're coming up here. There's a dude standing here. But before that, we're gonna heal up just a wee little bit. We only got one potion left. We're probably not gonna use Pork Chop. But if you come up here, you can see two swirly dudes and this dude. Hey, stop. I found these fossils. They're both mine. And he'll battle you. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You can dig up fossils in Mount Moon, huh? Super Nerd wants to fight, and he's going to have a Grimer. Grimer's another Pokemon we have not seen thus far, and Grimer is the pure Poison-type Pokemon. It evolves into Muck, which is a decent Pokemon. It's kind of more on the special defensive side, so it'll probably take like a Confusion a little bit better than some other Poison types. And its attack is alright. In this generation, it's not like the greatest Pokemon, but it can still be a pretty useful addition to your team if you're looking for a Poison type. But again, with Nidoking out there, it's like, why even bother with any other Poison-type Pokemon? And next he'll throw out a Voltorb, which we have seen before. We're gonna quick attack this little Pokeball. So, fun fan theory, if you take a look at Voltorb, and you look at its eyes are very reminiscent of a Haunter's eye. So that leads to the theory that maybe Voltorbs are possessed Pokeballs. And Pokemon possessing items are not unheard of, i.e. Rotom. Oh, and Quarantine gets to level 16. That's what I'm talking about. And finally, he is going to send out his Coughing. And Coughing is a Pokemon we haven't seen thus far. Also, Coughing is the defensive counter type to the especially defensive Grimer. Coughing, I think, is just kind of a cooler Pokemon. Can't take special attacks all too well, but it's a wall, man. And yeah, and it can poison stuff, and it can blow up, and really, what more do you need in life? And fun fact, if you're playing Red or Blue, that sprite is entirely wrong. And they actually have that little, like, skull and crossbones that it has. They have it on top of his, like, on his forehead, above his eyes, instead of below. Just one of those little, you know, tweaks, good tweaks that, they made here in the special Pikachu edition. Okay, I'll share. See, we beat up kids and pets, take their lunch money, and force them to share their spoils. So, we're not getting the Helix fossil. I'm sorry, everybody. I actually prefer the Dome fossil, which will give us a Kabuto. Both of these Pokemon, you can either get a Kabuto from the Dome fossil or an Ammonite from the Helix fossil. You know, or for the memes, whatever you want. They're both rock-water type Pokemon. I just think Kabuto, which evolves into Kabutops, is just kind of a cooler design Pokemon and a little bit stronger than the Ammonite, which evolves into an Amistar, which is a little more defensive and focuses more on special attack. But you pick one, and then he'll just take the other. And if you're playing red and blue, that's about it for Mount Moon. However, we can't just get out of a cave without a Zubat interrupting us, huh? But that reminded me I should probably heal up Pikachu real fast. Because here in the special Pikachu edition, you're not done with the cave just yet. Stop right there! That fossil is Team Rocket's. Surrender now or prepare to fight! That's right, in Pokemon Yellow, the special Pikachu edition, you actually get to fight Jessie and James! Yes! They are labeled as Rocket in this game for whatever reason, but they still want to fight. And they're going to start out with an EKANS. Very classic. Jessie has an EKANS, and James has a Coughing. And then they have a third mystery Pokemon. Yeah, that's right. It's a mystery. We don't know what it is. And I'm kind of wasting my Thunder Shocks. Oh no, it's going to wrap me. We're wasting my Thunder Shocks. It would have been probably way more efficient to use my Thunder Shocks on Coughing, just because it's more defensive. But now I'm probably going to have to switch into, oh, this isn't good. But we're faster, so it works out in the end. Because we're going to switch out into Warbeak, so we can give Quarantine, save Quarantine from suffering. Oh man, we got King of Carp in the back. Oh, so they're just going to go straight to Meowth. They played me like a fiddle. They played me like a Poke-Flute. So Meowth is a Pokemon we haven't seen thus far, that's right. Oh my gosh, that was some massive damage. I'm a little worried here, I'm not gonna lie, everybody. Meowth is a normal type Pokemon, very fast, as you can see. This isn't good. We're gonna see if Porkchop can't get a low kick in. Nope, okay. We are in danger, everybody. We might lose our Pikachu to Team Rocket. They may just win. Dire circumstances? Or do we Thunder Wave? If we Thunder Wave, that'll help out a little bit. Let's risk it here. So we're gonna use Double Team here because we're in Red Alert right now. We've got the King of Carp in the back. Can you survive? Yes, you can. Double Team, and Meowth's gonna miss this next one. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yes. All right, we in business. All right, and then we got to Hope. So we're going to use Quick Attack. Hope Meowth misses his next. Okay, so he's going to go for Growl. Good, good, good. Boys, we might still be in this one. Oh man, if Quarantine pulls through, we're going to be legends. Alright, and then Coughing is going to come out next. Well, anyway, as I was saying about Meowth, it's a normal type Pokemon, really fast, and pretty good physical attack. Not like the greatest Pokemon out there, but it's not a terrible Pokemon. Let's Thunder Wave it, give it a harder time. Again, it would have been way smarter to use my Thunder Shocks a little more wisely. Let's go for another Double Team just to be safe. Get our evasiveness up again. Coughing's moves are... He's the King of Carp! Magikarp! He'll save the day! The only thing Magikarp can do is Splash. So this is embarrassing, but we have lost to Team Rocket, and they're gonna steal our Pikachu! Oh god. And we're gonna have to come through this cave again. Oh boy. Ain't that just the jolliest, My jimmies are rustled, everybody. Alright, so we have whited out. This is, or blacked out in this one. So here we are at Le Pokemon Center. And I will meet you back all the way through the cave. Alright guys, we are back, and this time, we are prepared for trouble. And going to make it double. So, now, one of the things I kind of like about the older generations is really no consequence to losing. Because honestly, I didn't lose any money. They obviously didn't steal my Pikachu, thank God. And you can just come back and re-challenge them. The only thing that happened was I was sent back to the last Pokemon Center I was at. So I was at the front of the cave, but honestly, once it's cleared out, like, it literally only took me, like, maybe 3 minutes to get back here. But anyway, here we go one more time. This time, we're ready. And so we start out with Warbeak, who can take down the EKANS. Again, full health, no status ailments or anything. And we got, you know, our Pikachu, full PP and everything. And I think this time, it's going to be a little bit easier. So anywho, EKANS gone already. And Meowth, that's right, we are going to send out Pork Chop, which would have been the smart move if I was paying attention to the text box in the last battle. Low kick should make quick work of this thing. And a bite, jeez, that does so much damage. Bite is a normal type move in this generation, and it's just a very powerful normal type move. So it gets stabs. Stab is same type attack bonus. I don't know if I've gone over this yet, but if your Pokemon is a certain type and you use a move that is the same type, it gets a little multiplier on it. And yeah, and it can cause flinching, so just keep that in mind. And now for Coughing, because it is the more defensive, we're going to attack it on its special defensive side with Quarantine. Give it a nice little Dunda Shock. Oh, too easy. And now it's paralyzed. Now, I love the wording of this. Enemy Coughing's paralyzed. It may not attack. Which, if you read it a certain way, like, it may not attack. Like, it just can't attack ever. But it can sometimes. But, you know, maybe I think probably 2 or 3 more Thunder Shocks, so we're good to go. And he's going to tackle us. Oh, and we good old Gen 1 and that 100% accuracy. It's a lie. And fully paralyzed. Boom. Roasted. As you can see, it's really not that tough of a battle, so I did take a pretty embarrassing L on these guys, so. And we defeated Rocket. Oh, a brat beat us. That's twerp. Excuse me, if you're going to insult me, at least get it right. And we get... Hell yeah. We get 420 for winning. Oh, Team Rocket is blasting off again! Because they get that quote wrong, too. Anywho, that brings us out of Mount Moon. And in the next one, guys, we will continue on our way to Cerulean City. So, thank you all so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button, like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.